Good morning, student. Today I am going to solve the some numericals which is from the chapter gravitation and which is based on exercise question from NCERT, and we have to solve question number 1, 3, 6, 13 and 14. So student, listen carefully. First question: how does the force of gravitation between two objects change when the distance between them is reduced to half? So what is so first question, student, we know that force acting between two objects, we know that force acting between gravitational force acting between two objects, that is what, G m1 m2 by what, d square. And according to question ATQ which is given, if new distance means what, suppose that d1 which is what, reduced to half, means distance is reduced to half, then what is gravitational force acting between them? Mass is remain same, G will capital G, that is the constant, only d becomes, that is what, d by 2. So new distance which is between two masses, that is what, d1 equal to d by 2. So new force acting between them, new force, so formula comes out to be that F1 G, that is what, same, m1 m2, that is what, same, only that is what, in place of d comes out to be that what, d1 square. And student, in place of d1, distance between two objects reduced to half. Half to means what, initial value d, and after reduce the distance it becomes d by 2, so d1, that is what, d by 2. So we write, and this is equation 1, student, G m1 m2 by d1 square, in place of d1 we put d by 2 whole square. And student, we see that G m1 m2, when it becomes 4 square and it comes out to be numerator and denominator remain, that is what, d square. And from equation 1, student, see, G m1 m2 by d square, here G m1 m2 by d square, so in place of G m1 m2 by d square we put, that is what, F. So from equation 1, F1 comes out to be that, student, F1 comes out to, in place of G m1 m2 by d square, that is what, capital F, and that is what, 4 into F. So if the distance between two objects is reduced to half, the gravitational force becomes 4 times. It means what, new force acting between them which is gravitational force. So new gravitational force which is 4 times the gravitational force acting between them in initial condition. And student, question number 3, listen carefully. What is the magnitude of gravitational force between Earth and 1 kg object on its surface? Mass of the Earth is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg and radius of the Earth is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. And student, we have to find what the gravitational force exerted by Earth on the object whose mass is what, 1 kg. So third question, student, first we have write what is given mass of object, that is what, 1 kg. Mass of Earth, you know that we have already written mass of Earth which is given 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. And student, radius of Earth which is also given 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. This is given. What is the magnitude of gravitational force between the Earth and 1 kg object? So we have to find, that is what, gravitational force between mass and the 1 kg object. And student, already you know that what is the formula of gravitational force acting between two objects, that is F equal to G m1 m2 by r square or d square. But here m1 that is what? Mass of object, and second object that is what? Mass of earth. So gravitational force formula, gravitational force F can be written as a student, that is what? G, mass of earth, second object mass m, and distance between object and the earth, that is what? 6 point, that is what? Re square. So formula for gravitational force exerted by earth on the object F equal to G me m by Re square, and putting the value of all these, and capital G you know that 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11. Mass of earth, that is what? 6 into 10 to the power 24. Mass of object, that is what? 1 kg. Radius of earth, that is what? 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 whole square. And student, after solving, it comes out to be that this 6.67 and 6 into 10 to the power, that is what? 413, and that is what? Plus 13. And student, when this moves to the upward direction, 10 to the power 6 denominator, 10 to the power 12, but it moves into the numerator, it becomes 12, and here that is what? 6.4 into 6.4 student, and 10 to the power 13 plus and 10 to the power minus 12. So that is what? 10 to the power 1 remain here, and it can be written as student 6.67 into 6 into 10 by 6.4 into 6.4. And student, nearly you see that here 6.6, here 6.4, here 6, here 6.4. So nearly answer comes out to be that after solving this, you can solve it, and after solving this, it comes out to be that 9.8, and the gravitational force come in the form of what? Newton. So answer comes out to be that nearly 9.8 Newton. So gravitational force acting between the mass of the earth and the object of mass 1 kg comes out to be that 9.8 Newton. And student, next question, question number 6 from NCERT book, page number 144. Question number 6. Now I am going to solve. Listen carefully and do more practice of numericals which is based on gravitation. So question number 6 student. Here, what happens to the force between two objects? First, the mass of one object is doubled. So student, first you know that force acting between two objects, that is what? Force, formula for force acting between two objects. You know that if one object of mass m1 and another object of mass m2, so formula for force acting between two objects, so you know that F equal to what? G m1 m2 by d square. This is equation, suppose that is what? 1. And student, now question starts. What happens to the force between two objects if first the mass of one object is doubled? Mass of, according to question, mass of one object is doubled. Suppose that m1 dash, in new case m1 dash, that is what? Mass of one object is doubled. Second, as it is, suppose that m1 dash comes out to be, that is what? 2m1. So new force formula F dash formula, that is what? G. Mass change, so new mass can be written as what? Formula m1 dash m2 no change, so we have to write as it is. Distance will also remain same, so no change between them, and m1 can be written as what? Mass of one object double, so what is effect on force acting between them? So we put here, that is what? G. In place of m1 dash we put what? We put 2m1, and m2 is already student there, and that is what? D square. So it can be written, student, 2 write first, and then G m1 m2 by d square, G m1 m2 by d square. So see from equation 1, G m1 m2 by d square, G m1 m2 by d square. So G m1 m2 by d square can be written as what? F, capital F. So new force comes out to be, that is student, that is what? F dash, that is what? 2 times the, so new force becomes what? Double. So new force, F dash, that is F dash, new force F dash becomes double. It means what? In if the distance if the mass of one object is double, so force acting between them is what? Becomes double than the previous case. So F dash equal to 2F. And student, second part of this question, listen carefully. Initial case, that is what? Force acting between two objects of mass m1 m2, distance, that is what? T. So F equal to G m1 m2 by d square. Second part, question number 2, second part. The distance between the object is doubled and tripled. Two questions. Distance between the object, one time doubled and second time, that is what? Tripled. So what is the force acting between them when this mass as it is? First case, when d1 dash, now d1 dash is what? Doubled, and d1 dash, d2 dash, that is what? Tripled, 3d. This is the, according to question, when distance is what? 2 times the initial condition and distance 3 times the initial condition. You can change it according to your wish. We have taken here what? Here d1 equal to 2d and d2 is equal to what? 3d. So new force for first case, new force for, this is A part and this is what? B part. New force for A part means what? When distance between them is what? Doubled. So new force, that is written as, that is what? Here we have taken d1, so we put F1. G no change, m1 m2 no change. In place of d square we put what? d1 square. So student, it can be written as G m1 m2. Mass does not change, only distance. First case, what is? Double. d1, that is what? Double the initial case. So we put here what? 2d and whole square also. And student, you know that G m1 m2 and square of 2d square, that is what? 4d square. So new force when distance double comes out to be, that student, 1 by 4 in bracket we write G m1 m2 by what? D square. Again from equation 1, see G m1 m2 by d square, which is written as what? F. So in place of G m1 m2 by d square we put, that is what? So 1 by F, 1 by 4. In place of this is what? So what will be happen? F1 comes out to be that when distance become double, So F, that is what? F1 equal to F by 4. So when distance between two objects is what? Double. So new force acting between them is what? Reduced by 1 by 4 to the initial case. So new force F1 comes out to be that 1 by 4 times the initial force acting between them. It means what? Force acting them is reduced, which is F by 4. Now student, when new force for B part. B part means what? We have to, when D2 is equal to, so we put here F2, G M1 M2, that is what? Same. So D2 same, and here in place of D2, that is what? 3D. And student, what comes out to be G M1 M2 3D, that is what? 9D square, and 1 by 9 comes to here, that is what? So what will be happen? In the same way, you find that new force comes out to be that reduced by factor 1 by 9th than initial force acting between them. So when the force between them is what? Tripled, means distance between two objects is what? Increases 3 times than the initial condition. So distance will increases, it means what? Force acting between them is what? Decreases. So in second case, when force between them is what? Tripled, so we put F2 equal to G M1 M2 by D2 square, and in place of D2 we put 3D, and square of 3D, that is what? 9D square, and G M1 M2 by D square, which is the value of force. So F1 comes to F1 can be F2 can be written as student new force F2, that is what? 1 by 9 G M1 M2 by D square, and this is the force, initial force acting between them. So 1 by F, 1 by 9 F. So new force acting between the two objects, their mass is M1 M2. If the distance between them is tripled, so new force F2 comes out to be equal to F2 comes out to be F by 9. It means what? Force is reduced, which is equal to F by 9. And student, last part of this question, the masses of both objects are doubled. The masses of both the object is doubled, distance remains same. So fourth part means third part of this question number 6. When student masses M1 M2, so M1 dash, that is what? 2 M1, both masses doubled, and M2 dash, which is also equal to what? 2 M2. The masses of both the masses becomes what? Doubled. So what will be happen? New force F dash, formula written G M1 dash into new mass M2 dash, distance remains same, no problem, and G that is what? Same, M1 dash, that is what? 2 M1 double 2 M1, and M2 also, the M2 dash, that is what? M2 dash, that is also 2 M2, 2 M2, and distance remains same, and student 2 into 2. So new force F dash can be written as 2 into 2 can be written first, and then G M1 M2 by what? D square. And from equation 1, see, G M1 M2 by D square, G M1 M2 by D square, which is written as what? F. So new force, that is what? New force comes to be what? 4 times than initial force acting between them. So new force acting between the two objects becomes 4 times than the initial force acting between them when the mass of both the object is double than initial case. And student, next question, question number 13. Question number 13, listen carefully. Now I am going to solve question number 13. A ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 49 meter per second. A ball is thrown vertically upward with a velocity of 49 meter per second. It means its initial velocity is given. Calculate maximum height to which it rises. So we have to find h max, maximum height to which it rises, and second, total time it takes to return to the surface of the earth. Total time taken by the ball. Total time taken by the ball to return on the earth surface. And student, you know that when the ball is thrown in vertically upward, when it reaches to a maximum height, its final velocity, that is what? 0. And in vertical motion, acceleration due to gravity is taken to be what? Negative, because ball is thrown in vertically upward. So now given u, that is what? 49 meter per second, v equal to 0 at maximum height, and we have to find h max, and g we have taken 9.8 meter per second square. And student, you know the formula of third equation of motion. So we use formula v square equal to u square minus 2g h max, that is what? We have to find here h max, maximum height, and negative sign, so that acceleration due to gravity is taken to be what? Negative, and its value is 9.8 meter per second square. And at maximum height, final velocity of the ball, that is what? 0. Initial, that is what? 49 square, and student minus g value, that is what? 9.8, and we have to find h max. And when it comes to here, student, this becomes positive. 2 into 9.8 into h max, which written as 49 into 49 square of 49. So h max, maximum height, can be written as what? 49 into 49 divided by what? 2 into 9.8. And student, 40, if this decimal can be removed, we can write 49 into 49 into 10 by 2 into 98, and 49 2 ja, that is what? 98, and 2 5 ja, 10, and student 2, so h max can be written, so that is what? 49 into 5 by 2, and we can divide it. 2 2 ja 4, 2 4 ja 8, 40, this one, and multiply 5 5 ja 25, 5 2, 5 4 ja 20, 22.2, 5 5 ja 25, 2, 5 4 ja 20, 22, 2, 5 2 ja 10, 12, that is what? So student, maximum height comes out to be that ball rises, that is what? 122.5 meter, and we have to find the total time taken by the ball to maximum height, and then come back to what? Ground. And you know that time of ascent equal to time of descent. It means time taken by the ball to reach a maximum height, suppose that 3 seconds, so 3 seconds it will also take to return to the ground. So total time, that is what? 6 seconds. Now I am going to find what the time taken by the ball to reach at the maximum height. So student, h max you find 122.5 meter, and solving this we get it. Now we have to find the time taken by the ball to reach a maximum height. So in this case we use the formula. Now second part, time taken by the ball to reach a maximum height. So we use formula V equal to U minus G T1. T1, that is what? Time taken by the ball to reach a maximum height. And at maximum height, final velocity, that is what? 0. U, that is what? 49. G, that is what? 9.8 student. And it is, that is what? T1. And it comes out to be that 9.8 into T1, which is 49. And T1 can be written as 49 by 9.8, and it can be written as student 49 into this decimal, remove 10 in numerator, so 98 it comes out to be that is what? 2, and that is what? 5 seconds. So time taken by the ball T1, that is what? 5 seconds, and this time is what? This time is time taken by the T1 is the time taken by the ball to reach a maximum height. So total time taken by the ball to return the surface. So using formula, total time taken by the ball returns to the earth surface, and we know that time of ascent equal to time of descent. Time of ASCENT, time of ascent equal to time of descent, DECENT. It means, so time of ascent equal to time of descent. Time of ascent we have calculated, that is what? T2, T1, and time of descent, time taken by the ball to return to the ground, that is what? Descent, which is also T2. We have taken here time of ascent, which is T1, and time of descent, which is T2, and time of ascent, that is what? 5 seconds. So time of descent, which is also 5 seconds. So total time T equal to what? T1 plus T2, and it can be a 5 plus 5, that is what? 10 seconds. So total time taken by the ball to return the ground, that is what? 10 seconds. And this is the answer for question number 13. And next question number 13. Next question 20. Question number 14. So student, question number 14. Question number 14. Listen carefully. Question number 14, NCERT question. Listen. A stone is released from the top of a tower of height 19.6 meter. Calculate its velocity just before touching the ground. So stone is dropped from a height of 19.6 meter, and we have to find what the velocity acquired by the stone just before touching the ground. So student, h, which is given 19.6 meter, and we have to find, that is what the velocity and initial velocity. When the object is dropped from a certain height, it is a condition of free fall. It means initial velocity of the ball, that is what? 0, and g, that is what? Taken to be 9.8 meter per second square. So student, use the third equation of motion. When the ball is dropped downward direction, acceleration due to gravity is taken to be positive, and we use the equation v square equal to u square plus 2gh. So initial velocity object 0, 2g, that is what? 9.8, and h, that is what? 19.6. And student, when it is multiplied, it again comes out to be that what? 19.6 and 19.6 So here v square, so v can be written as in root 19.6 into 19.6. Solving this, 119.6 comes out from the root, so it comes out to be, that is what? So velocity 19.6 meter. So velocity of the stone which will reach just the velocity of the stone just before touching the ground comes out to be that v equal to 19.6 meter per second, because velocity SI unit, that is what? Meter per second. So velocity comes out to be that v equal to 19.6 meter per second. Thank you.